Hey everybody, it's Sal with Gun Barrel Coffee. Brian is here, but he is talking to a potential merchant, uh, something to do with credit card processing stuff. So right now, you got me. You got me, babe. There we go. That's the way we'll say it. Sonny and Cher, for those who probably know Cher but don't know who Sonny is. Uh, a second, let me go here. Oh, what I do? All right. So nothing too much. It's going to be a nice short thing to the short. Hold on. Let me throw this out there. Boom. I think I did that. There we go. Hey Todd, how you doing, Todd? Hopefully everything's going good for you. Um, as said, not too much. As you know, just this past week, more people registered in Illinois. I'm not sure. I think it's maybe up to 2.5% now. Um, Maybe around what? Don't remember. I was watching something and it just kind of flew out of my brain what they said. But a few more thousand people registered. For what reason? Don't know. Um, the biggest area of registration I know they said was Cook County and DuPage, and I think Will County uh, has the highest numbers. The lowest number is someplace in southern Illinois, like the very bottom county there, which maybe has like 1,400 people in the county or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to recall everything I heard. Besides that, the fight's still going on. Um, Still deciding today uh, the big check. Uh, Not that hard, but now it's just timing wise, right? Because uh, you know Brian's going to be gone, then I'll be gone for a little bit. Uh, so it's going to be a little bit of time, but we'll have the doing the presentation of the big check from the stuff we collected last year. I know we got some comments on Twitter about, oh, you must not be a real company. I doubt you even give money to anybody. You're a fascist um, company or something like that. It's like, and even the person was stupid enough to say, I don't even like American coffee. Rutro, hey, thank you for playing the game. I don't know, just block. I didn't really block the person. I just kind of said, whatever. You don't like America, that's fine. That's your choice. Hopefully, you're not living here. If you are, well, you know where the front door is at. Uh, oh, I got Todd here. So let's bring Todd into the picture. Hey, Todd.
Hey guys, how are
How you?
you?
Oh, doing good. Are you working?
Nah, I'm driving home from the hospital. I'm gonna go
Uh,
to my grandson's first birthday party. We
Oh, okay.
so it's been a rough week. My wife had an episode with her tube not being placed correctly. That was a
Uh,
48-hour shit show.
uh,
But yeah, so a couple of things.
all right.
One, um, so the guys were over yesterday, and my soon-to-be brother-in-law is a former Marine. He was a grunt of types, and then ended up being a major in the United States Army. And I broke out the Sergeant Major coffee, which is a light roast according to your
Right.
label. And we all agree that one, if it's a light roast, that should either be for first lieutenants or Air Force guys, not sergeant majors. Sergeant majors would be the guys that are wringing the coffee grounds out to put at the bottom of their cup.
That is true, but with that type of coffee being barrel aged, if you go any darker, you kind of lose the flavor of the brandy or bourbon. That's the only
Okay,
downside.
I wasn't sure what it all was,
Yeah.
but when it says light roast, that's what. But it's good stuff. Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
So got that. But couple of things. So yeah, I heard you talking about the numbers. Yeah, in the past week, another like 200 and some odd people registered stuff. Um, Yay. Uh, you're always going to have a few Twinkies out there for
Correct.
whatever purpose. I don't think the numbers are improving for the state all that much. Um, you're still looking at, a few thousand people, but they've added what, about 6,000 post the time things have shut off. I mean, they can keep saying 2.4 million isn't a real number, but it's the only matrix you have to judge by. Is there 2.4 million gun owners in the state of record, and they're not they are not flocking there any way, shape, or form.
Correct.
So you got that going on. The other part of it is that yesterday, it's either yesterday or Thursday, a couple of the groups I'm involved with filed an amici brief, a friend of the court brief, in the Cargill case. Now, Cargill is the bump stock case that the Supreme Court is going to be hearing in a few weeks. And what we did is we took a different approach. Yes, we want the court to issue a narrow ruling against the ATF. But what we did is we pointed out all the flaws of what happens with a broad ruling of allowing the ATF to constantly redefine what a machine gun is. That if you take the logic of the Seventh Circuit, then we are one rule away from them declaring all AR-15s and semi-autos readily restored to being a machine gun. And so we kind of point this out in several ways, calling on the military veto that the court has pretty much imposed, that if any gun's ever adopted by the military, then, no, it can be banned, which would just undo Heller, undo New York, and a couple of the other things. So it's a brief that I conceived of and pitched to the lawyers saying, how do you talk about bump stocks without talking about semi-autos? And it's a way for us to get the issues of the broader implications of these rules and stuff in front of the court and say, hey, you got to think about this stuff. And to my knowledge, we're the only guys in the country that did that. So to FFL Illinois, to the Second Amendment Law Center, the Second Amendment Defense and Education Coalition here in Illinois, GSO, this is why, we're litigating in a three-dimensional world. We're not doing it in just a linear progression. So we got that, and now it looks like the California semi-auto ban is going to be put on hold as far as the rulings go, because they're going to wait for the Court of Appeals and the Duncan Magazine case to rule first. And we'll see what else is going to happen there. And we are in talks with the state and the other groups about how to proceed in the court case in Southern Illinois. So we had oral arguments in my challenge to the ammo tax in Cook County this week.
Oh, yeah.
So Four Boxes Diners did a couple of videos about it. I think we're going to come out for the better. I don't know that they're going to rule in our favor outright. I think what they're going to do is they're going to remand the case back down to the lower court, telling them they got it wrong, that they absolutely they relied on bad law and all that kind of stuff. And if we get a remand, then we get another set of arguments, and we'll see what they do. So bunch of moving pieces to the puzzle. I got to get a few videos cranked out, but I was sleeping at the hospital for a couple of nights trying to deal with this issue with my wife. So we're getting there. But so those are the things that are in. Your stuff popped up on my feed. I'm just driving back to the Plano area, so I thought I'd just drop you guys a note and say yo and everything. So
well, thank you, Todd. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and explain to us a little bit more what's going on in the 2A world.
But there's a lot of moving pieces right now, and
Right.
the guys that we partner with, Michelle and Associates, they've got a bunch of stuff that's filed on the exorbitant fees and all that kind of stuff out in California. So they're the tip of the spear on a bunch of stuff out there. Um, Funny thing, if you watch the oral arguments for the Miller case, Pete Patterson, he's one of the attorneys that's working on my case with the Cook County gun and ammo tax.
Yeah.
So that's all good. Pete does a good job with it. It makes some pretty salient points. And the oral arguments there went pretty well. As far as being a Cook County appellate court, yeah, I think they went pretty well. So that's kind of like what we got going for now. It's all different kinds of stuff. And we're waiting to see what the nitwits in Springfield keep trying to introduce. So,
Yeah. Are they trying to introduce another bill to legal gun owners about the license, right? If you're
what they were trying to say was that if for some and I just had to kill it. They that if you had your FOID card suspended or something and you didn't file the form declaring all your firearms and surrender your card, that they could revoke your driver's license. And I think they're going to have a hard time connecting those dots. We'll see if it goes anywhere. I think they're going to be introducing some bills that are just virtue signaling to their base,
right.
and I think that that's why you don't see me talk about a ton of legislation until I start to see things moving. Because anybody can file a bill, and they can have the most ridiculous idea in the world and file a bill. And why give them the airplay other than say they are telegraphing how far they would love to go if there were no checks or balances. And so we'll see.
How about the FOID card? I know they're still talking about trying to make the FOID card unconstitutional. Is there any movement?
There's one challenge in state court downstate that's up at the appellate level. I don't know what the timing on all that is right now, but there's that. And the Maryland shall issue case is being en banc, so we expect that the 3-judge panel decision probably to be wiped out in that one. But they started arguing some FOID card stuff in our case. We'll see if they really want to pursue that and go from there. But that's a horse for another day. We'll get to the FOID card. It's just a slow road when we have limited funds as far as what we can spend money on. The state has, all the time in the world and all the taxpayer money to do whatever they want. They don't feel constrained by anything. Right. So, but the good news is, from what I'm hearing, we are definitely putting a strain on their internal resources and their manpower. So I'd love to file another 6, 7, 8 lawsuits against them and make them chase us around the state and through the court system and do some things. Just don't know if we're going to get there.
Yeah. What are the chances of Illinois ever becoming a constitutional carry state?
Only by the courts, not by the legislature.
Only by
it would have to be an act of the courts to do that, and it's not. I don't see it being in the cards unless you somehow had a miraculous election where we had, solid conservatives win seats, as opposed to these namby-pambies that just think they have to cater and be Democrat light in order to get anywhere because they can't articulate a message. They don't articulate a message. They don't stand for anything. So that's part of the problem.
Well, yeah, there's so many. If we can get rid of, if we can change the state red, you can change the governor to red, but if you don't change the the Senate and the legislature, to red, nothing's gonna go in the conservative way.
Right.
So
But that's the long and the short of it. Thought
yeah.
I'd just give you guys a shout as I was killing some time on the ride back. So,
Well, thank you, Todd. Thank you for joining us. You drive safe. Prayers for your wife and your grandson too. And
all right, guys, have a good afternoon.
you too. Have a good one, Todd. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so guys, that was Todd Vanderbank. If you don't know, go to his YouTube, Freedom Steel. Check him out. Very informative. Him, Four Box Diners, Washington Law. Great resources. There's a bunch of others out there with great resources about the 2A community with laws and stuff that are going on here in Illinois and around the country. So on that note, hey, I am going to shut things down and head home. So, hey, thank you for joining us. You guys have a great one. We'll be here next weekend. Me and Brian, we'll do another show. And then after that, it'd be 2 weeks of maybe somebody else. All right, you guys have a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to get Gun Barrel Coffee at your local store. If they don't have it, tell them they should get it, or Gun Range. All right, thanks, and everybody have a great one. Bye. Where am I going?